designed to make this Ezreal feel very bad about himself. You have the cease and desist from Shun, a lot of long-range crowd control from both Pays and Ala. I feel like a lot of it is to just try to the rest of his bot lane. And Shun is here, however, he's channeling a reset. So it might actually not go for that full commitment as, oh my goodness, it's going to be 9, just picking up first blood. And the minions might not take him down either. He shoves them away. As they can, it would work out for JDG. But BLG know this, they want to actually start the aggression, this time onto the Ornn, who does not have that ulti for the next couple of seconds. The dragon goes down, but it's going to come at the cost of the Ornn falling as Knight makes it 2-0 BLG.
Yeah, really solid stuff and great timing from On as well on that top side, using the Unbreakable to block some of the damage. Now Jun here, level 6 versus Bin.
That ball breaker, here comes the curtain call as well, cease and desist, everything thrown here at the Rumble, and it will result in that trade being executed. So JDG able to get one back.
Recall, expect to see that Trinity Force picked up.
How much money do you have, Elf?
Not enough.
Not really, we didn't even go for each.
Shun?
Okay, here comes the trade on the bottom side as looks like Jun actually takes down Bin on the top side of things. We're still looking at this bot lane play though, as Ala pops the Call to Forge God. Knight has no mana, and Ala whiffs the R button. And that's going to be disaster here for JDG as 2 more kills go onto the Talia.
Well, guess who's one, to be honest, with Malignance plus an extra needlessly large rod versus an unstacked tier and source and lucidity boot. So might have these 4 kills, but in terms of actual combat power, well, we'll see right now.
It looks like it does enough to force the ultimate coming out from Scout, and they can go right back to the scene of the crime here. JDG on to Bin once again, who's going to end this skirmish 0-3-0 as Shun will pick up yet another kill. He's 3-0 now.
That's a slight misplay there from Bin. He actually stayed under his turret when there were 3 people missing off of the map, so needs to stay behind his tier 2 in the future and then angle his equalizer onto all of the minions so that he can actually clear the most of the wave when he's getting dove like that. But a TP coming back up to that top side. This is Knight going to use the wall. Scout has no ulti.
Remember, burning it off of that last exchange, forcing Scout to flash away. Seismic shove can be utilized, going right into the Unraveled Earth, and Knight should be picking up, but no! He misses the other proc of the Q, and Missing's here to knock him up and make sure Scout survives.
And that's a really big whiff.
I want to get into the mind of like an LPL support player. Like, what does On have to benefit for doing that? Like, so JD Gaming getting themselves a little bit closer to maybe getting themselves a position here. I want to correct myself. It actually already is the feature strength being collected by BLG. But as I say that, JDG still in a position to try to take over this game as Knight the 4-0 Talia will go down. The Scout finds the mark and forces Beishuan to go and flash away. He's now stuck in a really bad position as Shun's going to pin a kill number 4. Well. And now on the bot side of things, it's been getting targeted. JD Gaming winning on both sides of the map.
And just destroying BLG with no response at all. They take that.
Showing off his stuff and really coming into form. We're seeing a lot of that here across the LPL as we're getting our highest levels of gameplay yet here as we close out this first round robin. Again, this is our match of the week between JDG and BLG, so close in the standings, still fighting for spots in that top 4, which lock yourselves automatic berths into the postseason. You see that dragon now spawning up, and it looks like BLG want to start the fight. They land the Glacier Prison only on the Shun though, and Missing goes in to try to stall things out. Shun looking for Elk, but he's able to arcane shift away. The Searing Charge finds 2, and JDG and Scout are looking to pop off here. Equalizer comes over the top, all unable to find anything as it gets blocked by the Unbreakable of On, but it's still going to be Beishuan in a terrible position, and BLG on the run as the dragon will go JDG's way.
So 1 for 1 here, all told for BLG. They'll probably be happy that they find a kill and don't lose out on really anybody other than Beishuan. Picking up Missing there, taking that kill. They don't really claim any of the shutdowns either, so it's still JDG. JDG for BLG, not quite that same success. But these are your heavyweight titans of the LPL from previous years going head to head. They've not found that same success this year, but they need to here.
The Otacon has been started by JD. Remember, they take it slow. However, it's at 4,000 health, and Beishuan's already at 40% HP. Going to be very tough for him to get in the pit and try to pick up a steal. Unbreakable will already pop by Missing as he's buying a lot of space. The Otacon going over to JDG, and now they can begin the fight in earnest. The Equalizer is going to force Pays and the rest of JDG on out as the Weaver's Wall comes through from Knight, but it's not enough damage to take down anybody just yet. Missing at 100 HP, he's gonna live as the sacrifice will be Ala, but the price that they'll pay is the Otacon going over to JD Gaming.
And look at the waves. I think this is a really big that it's going to take a few people to try and knock this down. They don't have a mid wave to work with. In fact, they're losing one. And now they're losing Beige
Wow,
one.
Sean, that was blind, by the way, into the tri-brush, and it allows for Beige to go down. Now Pays, with that force shot, gets hit up with the block of...
Honestly surprised that we didn't see Scout just, charge with the ulti and try to find any of the frontliners there, because he is so strong.
Oh, there they go by Ari, immediately onto Elk, and the Ezreal is down for the count. Two-man pull from Missing as it finds Knight. The Equalizer comes out, though, and it's a big shutdown that finds Shun. It is Beishwan to pick up the 1K and put it in his back pocket, but the rest of the fight is going to go JD Gaming's way. Scout and Pays pop off, and it's Bin and Knight still on the run. Seismic shove finds onto Missing, but the curtain call has been opened up. Weaver's Wall will be able to get Knight away after popping the Seraph shield, and JDG are going to pick up this mid-tier 2 and go right.
1,000 gold off of Jun's head, and the Dragon will go down as well. True Shot Barrage is going to be too early. The rest of JDG, I'm happy with where they are at the minute. The Ezreal to be there, just pathing and mapping his movements themselves.
Oh,
And they found it again.
Elk the second time, and that flash is still off of cooldown, baby. Another Searing Charge does connect here, as it looks like the rest of JDG could be in some trouble. The Seismic Shove lands on the Shun. Ola finally arriving, knocking up one. Bin is very low, but Knight is still full HP until he gets hit up by the Ornhorn. And JDG now gonna try to finish off this fight. Deadly Flourish dodges away from Knight's doing his damnedest to try to save this game. But JDG have already picked up 3 members. They're looking for another one. Pays flashes forward. The force shot is going to be able to do it. And they will be able to take down all but on as JDG win the fight.
Yeah, he has. And now, I mean, that's like... They've lost so much ground in this game because of it. And now Jun's sniping around again, looking for these fights. They didn't quite have Arla with them. Didn't feel confident to go for it. But I mean, looking at just how the difference in these carries is at the minute. Scout a level up over Knight. Bin down 2 levels on Arla. Elk down a level on Pays. On. Careful, everybody down, Missing.
Now here comes Missing. The better support play is a 2-man knockup so far. The Equalizer coming out and separating a little bit here for JDG, but Beishwan is getting targeted, and Scouts force the Spirit Rush away. Here comes that curtain call. Pays has the opportunity to do a lot of damage. Who is that force shot going to find? Not anybody here, as Shun's not going to go down, and Elk still has the opportunity to dash forward. Finally using that a flash, and it's going to be used to try to burn down JD Gaming. Knight goes through the Weaver's Wall. Scout and L are very low.
Look at Pays.
Pays doing his best. He finds the force shot on Elk, and it's going to allow for Knight to get the kill too. Pays finding everyone on Bilibili, and only On will survive, as the Baron could be on the
menu. If he gets that, Pays is stunned, he probably goes down. Scout as well with a crucial charm onto Knight to take him out of this fight as well. They're fighting on live.
Unbelievable play by the backline carries, and we just gotta go into another team fight here as Beishwan has gotten stunned up. He's using the audacious charge forward, and the Dragon is being tagged. Now JDG can claim themselves the Infernal Soul if they land the final hit onto the Drake. Call the Forge God going to be used. It finds both the backline carries and Scouts on the backline. We're gonna try to finish off this team fight. Searing Charge has connected on the Knight. The flash forward from Scout, and there comes the curtain call, baby. It's JD Gaming getting the soul, getting the fight. They're looking on to Elk. The season assist combined with the Deadly Flourish will find it, and that'll do it. JDG are going to march into the base and take game 1 over Bilibili.
And it took them 30 minutes to do it, Grapes. It took them 2 solid team fights and 3 crucial picks onto Elk. But they find game number 1. The Drake Soul at their backs. Game 1 goes to JDG.
And on the back of it, the biggest player here, 10-0-10. For Pays' Jhin, as that was a 10 out of 10. A masterpiece here for one of the best players we have in the LPL. Is JDG up 1-0. On this full engaged dive composition, and I feel like overall that is playing exactly into BLG's hand.
Yeah, like they've picked 4 divers. AD carries go back to base, pick up their tier 2 boots. These are probably the 2 single AD carries that you will see insta-rush those tier 2 boots. Martial Cadence means that Kalista can now hop a lot more, and Arla now looking for a bit of a fight bot lane.
Throws out the Grandmaster's Might. The Maiden is helping out Bin. It's a 1.5v1, but right now that is good odds for the Yorick. As now, in the mid lane, it is Knight going too far, and Shun picking up first blood for JDG.
And once again, with JDG having started it, looks like a support recall coming through, means that they're the ones that are going to take this for themselves, and now looking potentially on tonight. Remember, he's got Merc, so CC is a little bit weak.
But doesn't have a flash. Missing. Almost had the cocoon. And now with the repel up, actually putting himself in some danger as Knight doesn't have a lot of
Scout's
items,
got
but
flash.
Still has some base damages. But Knight, remember, is flashless, and there goes Shun, there goes Tibbers, and that's another kill picked up for the JDG jungler.
And it's just so disappointing, which is not what you want from your counter matchup. So maybe a little bit more help coming in his way.
Yeah, and if they can find a kill on the bin, it would be big, but that cage, it just makes Shun unable to find anything, and the ghouls are doing so much of the Ala that once Shun dashes in, it's just too much DPS from Bin to make anything happen. Oh, Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Force is missing to use the repel, but now he getting flashed upon. Handshake, how you doing, man? As there goes the hostile takeover, and Missing is taken down, and Bin collects the gold. They're looking for Ala as he's forced to flash away, and Shun is now trying to clear out this wave to make sure he cannot get dove.
And that is what we're after. The second BLG start to play together, they make these fights look easy. Jun now going to die. There's a TP in.
Yeah, the Impale already used. It's onto the Pantheon in a 1v4 situation. Not going to go well as Bin gets kill number 2 for himself. As the mid laner's dueling it out a little bit. Scout flashes in. Oh, he finds the combo as Knight dies for the 3rd time this game.
Gets disintegrated. The Herald is going to be that window where JDG looks to find it. Malignance even picked up for Scout. Kay's still not with that Blade of the Ruin King just yet, so not going to be popping off in these team fights just yet. Jun caught in the cage.
Yeah, and there goes a 2-man Impale. Everybody caught in the crowd control chamber as the hostile takeover goes on to Missing, and Bin will smite him down with a shovel. It's a double kill picked up for the Yorick, and he is very strong here in this game.
JDG to shreds. Second he finds a target, they get taken down, and this combo of Skarner and Arta, we've seen it a couple of times in the LPL already, but BLG seems to be nailing it time and time again. Beichuan holds them in place, the hostile takeover keeps them rooted for another couple of seconds, and it's more and more power going. Just ulting like that.
Gonna result in JDG getting a dragon potentially here as there goes a cocoon. They have found the pick onto On, but it's just onto the support. They send Missing forward and it forces Elk to flash away, but now the volley can't come through and the kiting can start to be used in response. Bin coming in with the TP or just running into this dragon pit is gonna get stunned up and taken down by Shun. JD Gaming somehow able to secure themselves the dragon and a fight.
And this is what we were saying. That support item as well. Really impressive. Elk actually getting a good flash over the wall is also very important. And look at live though.
Oh, that is just Elk going down. Remember, he used this flash in the last fight. Shun forcing On to flash away. And now BLG could be in some trouble. Bin has to flash out. There goes Scout with the Incinerate. This bailout is not going to be able to save the Yorick as Ala goes for the flash.
That's
it's 3 more kills for JDG.
And Knight now, the one standing under this turret. Beichuan still there, still lurking to try and help him out, but Arla's on a flank, Scout's on another.
Scout finds the Tibbers. It's on the Knight. That's another one. It's going to be an ace picked up for Bilibili. Or onto Bilibili.
A 5-4-0 and JDG come alive off of one Drake fight. They turn the entire... Jun being bought into BLG to try to save their season at some point, and then not getting a spot on that same team for the next year.
Solo queue predictor really thinks that their home team has the advantage here, and it makes sense. The scaling or the snowballing stall this game out as long as possible. But if this Otacon goes over, it might be a deficit that could be pretty hard to come back from, and it already is at this point.
Ala?
They're going to try to lock down Ala, as here comes the Grand Starfall. The hostile takeover is big. Ala goes down, and the shutdown goes the way of the victor. A 2-man Impale, but Pays is still going to survive, but finally
Elk
gets taken down by Elk as he gets saved by the bailout. Scout is down, and somehow BLG answer right back. They'll get themselves an ace, and the Unireverse card will find a quadra kill in tonight.
And the victor who's been destroyed this entire game with a very aggressive leap strike, hopping onto 3 people here, expecting Jun to get in time, but that's not the case. And then this Impale catches out 2. Pays has to flash over it, but he flashes into the face. BLG 1, and that Beichuan has been able to find. Fight over this red buff could happen though. Here we go.
Oh, wow. Take a look at Shun. He might have dove way too far. Here he's forced to flash away. The hostile takeover. It finds 4 people. That bought so much time.
Though.
But now all in the back line. They find a 4-man knockup with a face call. And missing might have just helped BLG.
Bail out.
Go meet their
Elk's
doom.
dead.
It's 3 for nothing. Back and forth we go. Get on the seesaw, baby. This is the LPL. Ala finds the stunner tonight. He's forced to go golden, but he will die all the same. It is Baron picked up for JDG.
I know.
This is going to be one of the craziest goal graphs that we have seen this split, and we cover the LPL. That is just how wild this game is. That is insurmountable here off of this power play that lasts for 90 seconds longer. They can find it onto On. They land the stun. They land the timbers. It's Scout that finds it, and the support for BLG is down for the count.
And now they've got no disengage tools, right? That Impale can do a good job at keeping people at bay.
Over the wall for the 2-man stun. Here comes the Grand Starfall. They're going on to the back line. They find the Impale, and it will be the Pantheon getting shut down as Elk picks up a big chunk of cash. Pays and missing are low. Scout still very high HP, and all is jumping over the wall looking for a little bit of extra damage. But BLG, they can continue to look for this fight. They can try to continue to get some more blood. Pays has been singled out, but we've seen the clips. We know that JDG can definitely still turn this one around. As we have the Dragon now spawned. It is 4 members still alive here for JD Gaming as they're still looking to push away BLG.
Okay, one of the unsung power that this Scout has, he can give a pretty big shield over to the Callista. They turn around, they find Soul Cocoon there. Keeps himself alive. But it's BLG that are pushing forward. Look at this TP though, TP right behind them. BLG see this, and now they know that they're routed.
This team composition is meant to disengage, but they're going to have a tough task at doing that as here comes the solo laners. There's a nice counter strike from Ala, but everybody on BLG still alive. Bayless onto Elk, but he will go down. The hostile takeover finds 3, but it's nobody on BLG that can do any significant damage. On will go down. Beichuan's already fallen. It is just Knight standing. He teleports back to the base, and that is exactly where look at this game potentially ending here. As it is Pays missing and Ala hitting onto this bot lane inhibitor. There's 10 seconds on the top side, 5 seconds on Elk. So the BM was just to buy some time to make sure Knight could not rotate down. So it's only
DC the entire time. There's not a lot that he can do in that situation. A handshake earlier might have been a better. Ala again.
Ala again looking for Elk as the Ashe is already at half HP. A lot of trouble. The hostile takeover. It doesn't find the Jax. And there goes Ala onto the back line. Grand Starfall coming in as BLG are cut off in their own jungle. It's going to be Beichuan stunned up as he's fighting a 3v1 that he certainly does not win. Ala somehow still alive, but he gets shut down as it's the victor to pick up the kill. Knight flashing over the wall. Somehow BLG still has some life, but here comes Pays. Pays gets himself another, but Pays will go down tonight. What a game this has been. It has been who's going to try to pick up the ace. Shot on the Pantheon will not have his Guardian Angel pop. The Comet Spear not finding the crit. What a game. It is just a one. BLG starting this Dragon up first. Remember, you saw how low those health bars were. A Chemtech Soul would be absolutely massive if you're JDG, but Shun is getting singled out right now, and there comes a ton of damage onto the back line. Knight has fully scaled up here, but here comes Ala. He gets handshaked away. On doesn't find the stun, but the Fate's Call comes through. There comes all the damage that JDG need. Elk is going to die. Beichuan is dead as well. Knight's able to find something, but now it's been stuck in a 1v3. Can the Yorick find a miracle play to save the game for BLG? Absolutely not. 4 strong are JDG with an ace picked up. They're going to march into the mid lane and give BLG their first slots in the second round robin of the LPL.
A second teleport from Ala to put BLG in the dirt. Pays stands strong and JDG take the series.
3 straight series here for JD Gaming. They are peaking at absolutely the right time as the win streak is over. The honeymoon is over. JD Gaming get the 2-0 over BLG.